Hi everyone, my name is Eric and welcome to Push Your Luck video. Today we'll be looking at Chew, the cases of the FDA. This is a 2015 release by IDW Games. It is by designer Kevin Wilson, who I think worked at FFG for a while, so brought you games like Elder Sign and worked on Arkham Horror and Descent. I think right now he worked on X-Files and Chew. So Shu, even though I'm holding a drawstring now because I was sent a pre-production copy from IDW Games. So thank you IDW Games for this review copy. So I only have the drawstring back, and some of the components are not the final component versions, but it's still playable. So Chew is a 2 to 5 player game. It plays about 30 minutes. If you're not aware, Chew is based on a comic book series, which I really like. So I will not go into the whole comic book series, but you should look into it. It's funny. There's a lot of puns. It's full of puns. It is set in a world where people have food-related superpowers, and the main character in this case, who's Agent Chew, CHU, he is able to eat stuff, and then he can then see the life cycle or the life story of this thing that he ate. So for example, if he ate beef, he will see how the cow lived and how the cow eventually died. So because of this, and it's set in a dystopian future where the bird flu has killed millions of people, and now chickens are banned, and the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration department, is now super powerful because they govern a lot of the food laws that are in this country. So that is the basic background. So in Chew, the game, you are playing the agent of an FDA, and you are trying to solve a case which is presented to you at the start of the game. So everyone will have a case, and you're trying to solve the case by linking up cards. So you're trying to link up colors of cards so that you link the start of the case to the culprit, which is at end. So at the start of the game, everyone will have a case and a culprit. You're trying to fill in the gaps in between to have a complete case of a minimum number of cards so that you can then complete the game and you win the game. So whoever first to do that will win the game. So let's take a look at components, how it plays, and my thoughts about the game. Alright, so this is what you get in a game of Chew. So you'll be getting a case card. So there are like 5 different cases you can choose from. So for you'll be randomly dealt this at the beginning of the game. So this will be the bank job bloodbath. So you're trying to investigate this case. You'll notice that the cards will have this border. When the cards do have this border, that means that if you are trying to connect them to the cards, they need to be of the same color. So in this case, for example, I can connect this card to here because they are both yellow. So that's how the main mechanism of the game. You're trying to connect the case to the 8. This is the culprit. So each players will also be given one culprit card at the beginning. So in this case, for example, the collector. So I'm trying to connect the case to the collector using these clue cards. So in this way. So for example, this way, and this way, and something else, and so on and so forth. So I must be able to connect it all the way up to the collector. So how are they connecting by? They're connecting by the colors on the borders. This super pixelated one means there's wild, so you can connect anything to it. This means there's 2 colors you can connect to it. So you're trying to connect all the way to the culprit. The minimum, each card will also have this a number on top. This clue card will also have this number on top, which is the strength of the card. So you're trying to connect such that the connections that you have a sum total of at least 20 before you can then finally connect to the culprit, and then you win the game. So as mentioned, these purple cards are the clue cards which you're trying to collect, so that you can then add to your tableau or your case file to be able to win the game. There will be 5 displayed in the market level, so there will be 5 displayed here like a market, and then you'll be able to get them later during your turn. Each player are also given 5 investigation cards, so these are kept hidden in your hand. Now, investigation cards are cards which are meant to either disrupt other people or help yourself, or get you partners, or help or disrupt other people. So for example, if you place this on someone else, you can play this card onto another player's mystery. So what happens is that it will lower the case file of that player by 4 points. So it makes it more difficult for that player to be able to complete the game then. Now each of the investigation cards will have this little symbol on top which indicates the cost you need to pay for to play this card. The currency of the game are these tokens. Well, these are not the final production tokens. The final production tokens are actually chalks. So chalks are chicken frogs, which is based on the lore of the comic book. Right now these don't look like much, so don't take this as the final production copy. You should go online and see the final production copy where the chalks are really very cute looking chicken frogs. Alright, so how do you play the game? You will be having three phases in your turn. The first phase of your turn is requisitions. So you'll be having 3 requisition points. Now requisition points, you can use them to get 1 chalk for 1 requisition point, or draw 1 card, 1 investigation card for 1 requisition point. So it's up to you how you want to spend the 3 requisition points. Next, you get to play investigation cards. So you can play as many as you want, as long as you pay for them first. So you pay for that. For example, if I play this card, I'll pay 1 chalk back to the bank, and then I'll play this card down. So you can play as many as you want, as long as you got the money, the chalks to pay them. So the last action you can do in your round is to make a connection. There are 4 face-up clue cards during your turn. Alright, what you can do is you choose one of them to add to the end of your queue here. So since this is the first round, I only have my case card right now. I can choose this one to add to my case file like so. Alright, adding your final culprit to your case is also considered a connection. You will probably be able to get more connections as you play different investigation cards, or you have different actions or different capabilities. So, but you must always use 1 connection to add the culprit to win the game. Now, before we go to my final thoughts, I just want to take note that the art on these cards are all based on a comic book. And is really nice, because the comic book is, if you have a chance to take a look online, it's also a really good read, and the art is very funny and very nice to see. So the card standard card deck is purely a card game except for the chalks, which I do not have the production copy to show you. But yeah, so I think everything is quite clear. You can see. Alright, so the components is quite okay. So let's go to my final thoughts about the game Chew. So that was how you play Chew. Chew is a simple card game. It is not too difficult. I would say it's a lightweight game where you're just trying to form the queue as best as you can. Now there are some problems with it. If it has a munchkin problem. So since everything's open information, it's very easy to see who's winning, and you'll be trying your best to stop that person. So in this way, the game could drag on quite long, because there are several cards that allow you to block other people, add more things to that person, make it more difficult. The luck of the draw of the clue cards may also cause delay in the game, but the game is quite simple. So all these having this munchkin problem kind of lowers my enjoyment for the game. This is a game made for fanboys of Chew. So if you like Chew a lot, you will enjoy this game as well, because all the cards, all the wording all coincide a lot with the comic strip. So it is a really nice set of cards to have that have all these things. And if you play with various other people who like Chew, you'll probably enjoy the game a lot more. Now, if you like a lightweight game, the mechanism is pretty interesting, because you're laying a set based on the color, so that's kind of cool. But because of the munchkin problem and because of the munchkin problem, I would say that this is a try before you buy. If you are a Chew fanboy, then you can definitely go ahead and buy this game and take a look and play the game. If you are new to gaming, for example, then this will be up your alley. This is light enough that it's easy enough to understand the game, and light enough to play the game and enjoy the game. But if you are an experienced gamer, then this might be something that you definitely want to try before you buy. So once again, thanks to IDW for this review copy, and thank you for watching.